Hey everyone, it's Alex from Mutated Percussion. Welcome to part 3 of this series on prepping your drumline for the upcoming season. It is Tenors Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday is not just for tacos anymore, but also tenors as well.
But I need tacos!
So now you can have tacos while we tenors. And you don't have to explode.
That happens to me sometimes!
We have 3 sets of tenors to get prepped today. However, I am not going to make you sit through all 3. We'll be going over head changes, tuning, putting on shell guards, and even fixing one of the shells. Let's get fixing. The first thing we're going to do is remove all the old beaten up heads. Yes, these heads could tell you stories that would give you nightmares for years to come. I mean, look at them. Yeesh. But do not worry, because just like everything else that is old and worthless, we're going to throw them away. Why, you may ask?
That's the Chicago way.
Chicago way.
Who talks like that? Sean Connery.
Come on.
Never watch that movie again.
As you can see here, the shell on drum 4 got chipped somehow. In order to fix it, I'm going to have to glue it back in place. The first thing I'm going to have to do is create a brace, so I can apply even pressure once I glue it. To do this, I took a piece of wood and outlined the inside and outside of the shell. This gives me the correct curvature of the drum. Then I need to cut out that inside part and smooth it out. After that, I apply some wood glue where the shell got chipped, and then apply the brace that I just made. I then hold it in place using some clamps and let it dry overnight. Now I'm putting on the shell guard. They normally come in a pack containing a single long roll of about 15 feet. Each pack can usually cover a single set of tenors. By applying these to the bottoms of the drums, you can prevent damage like what we just saw. So before we actually put the new heads on, there is one thing I wanted to mention. It is a good idea to check the hardware once you've gotten all the heads off. Things can become loose as the season goes on, and it is a good idea to make sure that everything is tightened down. This is actually a good idea to do for the snares as well, and the bass drums for that matter. Once you've removed all the heads and checked the hardware, it is a good idea to put a little bit of white lithium grease on the top of each lug, right where the tension rod goes in. It is best if you can get it right in the hole. This way it does not make a mess and spill out. So it is also a good idea, once you've applied the grease to the lugs, to wipe off any extra so that it stays in the lug. I dealt with some drums recently where the line that used them clearly did not know what they were doing when it came to applying the lithium grease. In fact, when you looked at the inside of the drum covers, they had big white spots from where each of the lugs were located. What this does is lubricates the inside of the lug with the tension rod, so it is easier to tune and prevents stripping of both the tension rod and the lug. Remember, these are high tension drums. They are tuned really high and are made to be very articulate. Also, keep in mind this is once again one of those things that is good to do with both the snare drums and the bass drums. Now we apply the new heads to the drums. Here the director actually specifically requested the Evans EC2s. And I am sure you have noticed by now that these are not your normal big boy large core size drums. These are the smaller ones. And there is nothing wrong with using the smaller drums, especially if you have a smaller band, as this school does. You don't need the drumline to produce as much sound. You want the band to blend and be musical, and no section should be necessarily dominating over any of the others, which is what makes these smaller ones so great. Plus, they are lighter, which is an added bonus. I would say that unless your marching band or group is regularly 120 to 150 plus wind players, then you don't really need the larger drums. These smaller ones are fine. However, I will say that the larger drums are good just in case you have any students wanting to do drum corps later on. It is good to help them build that muscle so they have an easier time transitioning. But at the end of the day, you should do what is best for your band. Also, keep in mind this is just my opinion on the matter. Remember, opinions are like booty holes. Everyone has one, and they are usually pretty crappy. Now, whenever I work on a school's drums, I never actually extremely fine-tune them. I just try to get them to sound good. This way, when they get back to the school and they are taken out, they are ready to play. Any kind of specific fine-tuning, I always leave up to the percussion people. This is because tuning on that level is very specific to the group and the show. But just for reference, here's my buddy Eric talking about how he likes to tune his tenors.
Try to sound like this. Give the drums a little bit of a crank and everything will sound much more clear and much better. Yeah, so this is the tuning I like to go with. This is pretty high pitched. Honestly, if I was teaching like marching band or drum corps, I might tune down a little bit, but again, I'm just tuning to what I like for videos. According to the TuneBot, these are the notes that I tune the drums to. Feel free to use this as a reference.
A full link to the video is in the description below. Then we just give them a final playthrough to make sure they sound good. Here are the 3 sets of finished drums. Again, as I talked about yesterday, you can see the importance of having drum covers. Now we just put them in their case and send them back to their school. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Again, there are links to various tuning guides in the description below for you to try out. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts of the series, be sure to go back and check those out. I'll have a link right here. Tomorrow we are finishing up the series with the bass drums. I'll see you then.